Henry's limitations. Murdoch wasn't feeling well. His joints ached, and he couldn't breathe properly. Workmen tried to make him feel better, but it was no good. "Broker will take you to Covent Gate. Hopefully they know what to do." "But, sir," asked Murdoch, "who will look after my goods trains?" "Don't worry," said Sir Topham Hatt. "We'll work something out." Murdoch felt miserable. Unfortunately, while Murdoch was away, Gordon was assigned to take his goods trains, and he hated it. "Disgraceful! Disgraceful! Disgraceful!" you would hear him say. "The shame of it! The shame of it! Oh, the shame of it!" To make things worse for Gordon, the freight cars would usually tease Gordon about it and play tricks on him, and that made him even crosser. And to make things worse, James and Henry would tease him about it. "Well, look at this," they always say. "Gordon is doing some freight work for once. Freight cars suit you very well, Gordon. Maybe you should stay doing this and let us take care of the express from now on." Gordon usually tried to get back at them, but it doesn't work. Fortunately for Gordon, though, Sir Topham Hatt was in his office contacting an engine workshop for a spare engine to take Murdoch's place. The next morning, Gordon entered Knapford Station with a heavy goods train. "Sir," pleaded Gordon, "do I have to take more of these heavy goods trains? Why can't Henry do it? I'm an express engine, not a mixed traffic engine." "Sorry, Gordon, but you were the second strongest engine to Murdoch. But don't worry, I've contacted an engine workshop while you were doing Murdoch's work, and I've got an engine to take your place." Gordon was relieved. Soon the new engine arrived. The engine was very big. It had dark blue paint with red stripes, with a cow catcher in front. Gordon had never seen an engine this big before. "This is Hank. He's a Pennsylvania Railroad K4 Pacific type class. He was made in the States." "Hi there," said Hank, friendly. "Take the weight off your buffers. I'll take care of those cars for you." Soon Hank took charge of Murdoch's goods trains. At first the cars tried to play tricks on Hank, but Hank was too smart and strong for them. "I know you tricks. You cars can't surprise me." Hank made good time, and he was friendly to all the other engines. The engines were pleased to have an engine like Hank on their railway, all except Henry, who was jealous.
"He might be able to pull heavy goods trains, but he's never to pull special goods trains like me."
"What special trains have you pulled lately?" asked Thomas.
"The Flying Kipper,"
boasted Henry. "You mean that smelly train?" said James. "It's just a train full of smelly fish. What's so special about it?"
"Doesn't matter what's on the train, it's the value of it. Fishermen depend on me to get their loads of fish to the mainland."
That night, Henry headed over to Brendam Docks to collect the Flying Kipper, but to his surprise, Hank was already coupled up to the train.
"What's this?"
Henry demanded.
"Sorry, Henry, there was an extra load of fish to be added to the train." "But, sir, I usually pull this train."
"Well, Henry, I think it should be easier to have a strong engine like Hank to take the Flying Kipper."
But...
Henry tried to reply, but the decision has already been made. He watched in anger as Hank left with the Flying Kipper. Henry was now determined to pay Hank out. The next morning he was still fuming.
"I can't believe it! My special train! Taken away from me! It's a disgrace!"
"Why are you still complaining about Hank taking your train? It's only a train full of smelly fish." But before Henry could reply, James had already left. Henry took his anger out of the freight cars as he collected for his slow goods train. "Arr, arr, arr!" complained the freight cars.
"Oh, shut up and come along!"
The freight cars were furious, and they began making a plan to get Henry back. Henry bumped the freight cars when he arrived at the station, and bumped them again when he collected more. As his train got longer, the freight cars were planning to pay Henry out, but Henry and his crew did not notice this. All went well as they soon began to climb Gordon's Hill. This is where the freight car's plan began. "Hoop back! Hoop back! Hoop back!" Soon Henry began to struggle up the hill as he started to go slower. "Looks like those freight cars are up to the usual tricks again," said his fireman. "Well, we'll have to show him how strong Henry is," said the driver, and pulled Henry's regulator to give Henry more strength. Henry gave all of his strength and forced the freight cars up the hill. But unfortunately, if Henry wasn't so cross, he would have remembered that all goods trains must stop at the top of the hill so the guard would apply the brakes on the freight cars. "Wait, Henry, wait!" called his driver, but Henry didn't wait. He was so focused how to pay Hank out. Too late, he saw where he was and tried to stop, but he gave the freight cars the chance they needed. "Hurrah! Hurrah!" they called, and banging their buffers, they pushed Henry down the hill. "On! called the freight cars.
I got to stop! I got to stop!
His driver applied the brakes, but they were no use against the surging cars. Disaster lay ahead. Henry came off the rails, laying on his side. His crew wasn't hurt, but Henry was very embarrassed. Edward soon came along with Rocky. "You should have learned from James. If you don't stop at the top of the hill, the freight cars will take advantage of it and push you down the hill," laughed Edward, and left to take away the unhurt cars. Henry was put back on the rails, and he puffed sadly home. That night, Hank came to comfort Henry. "Hey, Henry, I heard about your accident." Henry didn't respond. He didn't want to talk to Hank. "But we all make mistakes, even me,"
What accidents have you made?
said Henry crossly. "Well," began Hank, "in my younger days when I was shunting a goods train into place, I was so overconfident of my strength that I banged the truck so hard and crashed it into the buffers." Henry was amazed. "But sometimes an accident can be good, so we could learn from them." Henry felt very better and started to lose his bad feelings about Hank. "I know you were jealous about my strength." Henry was surprised, but before he got a word in, "I heard from the other engines. But let you know there are stronger engines than me."
Really?
"Yes, like the Challenger or Big Boy class engines. They're the biggest and strongest engines in the States. But sometimes it doesn't really matter how strong you can be as long as you know your limitations."
What?
"Limitations," said Hank again. "It means how much you can push or pull without getting tired or out of puff. It's best to know so you can prevent accidents like this." Henry got better and soon became friends with Hank. Later, Murdoch returned home. Henry thought that Hank had to leave, but Sir Tom had decided to let Hank stay. Now Hank helps the other engine with heavy goods work or passenger trains. And he mostly takes express trains to the other railway, but he's always happy to come home to all of his friends at the island.